Hello, hello, dear listeners. Welcome back to another episode of Echo English. I'm your host, Anna, and I am so happy you decided to tune in today. Whether you are commuting to work, washing the dishes, or just relaxing with a cup of tea, we are glad to be part of your day.
And I'm John. Great to be back. You know, Anna, I always love recording these episodes because it feels less like a lesson and more like just hanging out with friends.
Exactly, John. That is the goal. We want this to be your cozy corner for learning English. And today, we are tackling a topic that every single person listening has to deal with. It is the most common conversation starter in the English-speaking world.
Let me guess. Is it the weather?
Close, but no. It is the Monday morning question. You walk into the office, or you step into the elevator, or you meet a friend for lunch, and they ask, "So, how was your weekend?"
Yes, the pressure. It sounds like a simple question, right? But sometimes my brain just freezes. It goes completely blank.
It happens to the best of us. You smile, you nod, and you frantically search your memory like you are scrolling through a phone gallery. Saturday, Sunday, did I even exist?
Exactly. And because you panic, you say the most boring word in the world. You say, "It was fine."
Fine. The conversation killer. It says nothing, but it stops the questions. But today, we want to help our listeners do better than fine. We want to help you tell a real story.
Right. We're going to share our own weekends, which were completely different, by the way, and then we'll break down the vocabulary so you can use it in your own life.
We are definitely on different teams here. I'm the captain of Team Stay at Home.
And I'm the captain of Let's Go. If there's a plan, I'm there. If there isn't a plan, I will make one.
Well, Mr. Adventure, why don't you start? I heard rumors that your weekend involved some farm animals.
Okay, don't spoil the surprise. So, let me set the scene. It started innocently, it always does. My plan was simple. Get a coffee, maybe read a book. Very civilized.
That sounds lovely, just coffee.
But as I was ordering my espresso, I bumped into an old friend. And you know how it is, the weekend domino effect. One friend became two friends. Then we started talking about how nice the weather was.
And that is dangerous for you.
Very dangerous. Suddenly, we were in what I call a real-life group chat. Everyone was talking at once, suggesting plans, shouting ideas, and then my friend's cousin, who is a very persuasive guy, looked at the sky and said we should leave the city.
Let's pause there for a second. Persuasive. That's a great adjective. It describes someone who's very good at making you say yes, even when you should probably say no.
Exactly. He could sell ice to a polar bear. So he suggested we go to this small town near the hills, and because I am me, I agreed on a whim.
On a whim. That means you decided suddenly, right? No planning, no logic, just impulse.
Zero logic. My brain didn't even check if I had money or energy. It just said, let's go. So 10 minutes later, we decided to hit the road.
To hit the road. I love that idiom. It just means to start driving or begin a journey. So you hit the road with no plan. How did that go?
Chaos, Anna, pure chaos. We had the windows down, music playing, but nobody actually knew the way. One person shouted left, another shouted right, and the GPS was just confused.
Recalculating.
Exactly. I took a wrong turn down a tiny dirt path and suddenly the road ended. We weren't out of town, we were at a random farm, and there were these cows just standing there.
The famous cows.
They stared at us. I felt judged, Anna. The cows looked at us like, "Why are you here? You clearly have no plan." It was a very humbling moment.
I can imagine. But did you find your way eventually?
We did. We found a small hill with a view, and honestly, it was worth it. We sat on the hood of the car, looking at the sunset, and someone played a song from our high school days, and I got hit with a wave of nostalgia.
Nostalgia. That's such a powerful word. It's that bittersweet feeling when you think about the past. It feels warm, but also a little sad because that time is gone.
Exactly. Big feelings on a small hill, as I like to say. But, of course, the night didn't end there. We drove back, went to a get-together, met more people. By the time I finally got home, I was wiped.
Wiped, another great word for our listeners. It means completely exhausted, like a battery at 1%.
I was at 0%. I think I fell asleep before my head hit the pillow. But that was my chaos. Now, please, Anna, lower my blood pressure. Tell me about your weekend. I assume there were no pals involved.
No cows, no dirt roads. My weekend was intentionally low-key.
Low key. I love that expression. It means calm, relaxed, not flashy.
Precisely. I had a busy week at work, so I wanted my Saturday to be quiet, but I also wanted to be productive. So in the afternoon, I went out to run errands.
To run errands, that covers things like going to the post office, the bank, the supermarket, right?
Yes, small tasks that keep your life running. I did my grocery shopping, I stopped by the pharmacy, I dropped off some clothes for donation. I was trying to catch up on my life.
Catch up on. That means doing things you were behind on. You're creating a buffer for the next week. That's very smart.
It feels so good when it's done. My legs were tired, but my brain felt proud. I am a responsible adult, I told myself.
The best feeling. So, after the errands, did you just stare at the wall?
No, then came the reward. I hosted a movie night, but not just watching TV. I went full cinema mode.
Oh, what is cinema mode?
We closed the curtains, we turned off the big lights and used lamps. We made fresh popcorn with extra butter. We brought all the pillows and blankets from the bedroom to the living room floor.
That sounds incredibly cozy. It's like building a fort for adults.
Exactly. And we watched a thriller movie. But the best part wasn't the movie, it was the commentary. We paused it every 10 minutes to argue. Don't go in the basement. Why is he trusting her? We were very invested.
See, I like that. It's social, but it's relaxed. And what about Sunday?
Sunday was the soft day. Because I did all my errands on Saturday, Sunday was completely free. I woke up late, I made a nice breakfast, I did some meal prep for the week, chopping vegetables, making a big pot of soup, and I ironed my clothes.
You ironed on a Sunday?
I did. I put on some jazz music and I ironed my shirts for the week. It was actually very meditative. I felt ready for Monday.
That sounds amazing, actually. You know, Anna, making your story makes me realize something. I actually tried to copy you on Sunday.
You did? You tried to join Team Stay at Home?
I tried. Keyword tried. I woke up on Sunday feeling totally wiped from my road trip, and I thought, okay, John, be like Anna. Be responsible. Do not leave the city.
That was a good start.
So I started small. I did some laundry. Then I saw a bag of trash by the door. I thought, I'll just take this out to the bin quickly. I was wearing my old sweatpants and socks. I stepped outside.
Oh no, I don't like where this story is going.
I stepped out, the door swung shut behind me, and I heard the loudest sound in the world. Click.
No, you locked yourself out?
Keys inside, phone inside, dignity inside, me outside.
Oh, John, that is tragic. What did you do?
I stood there frozen for a full minute. I was just processing my life choices. Eventually, I had to knock on my neighbor's door. I've never felt more awkward. I had to borrow their phone to call a friend who has my spare key.
The universe was punishing you for trying to be organized.
I think so. I sat on the stairs for an hour waiting for my friend. My calm Sunday was ruined. But, and here's the lesson, when I finally got back inside, I had a choice. I could be angry or I could just laugh.
And what did you choose?
I chose to laugh. I realized the day was already a mess, so I just decided to make the most of it.
I love that phrase, make the most of it. It means to find the positive in a less than perfect situation.
Exactly. I put on some music, I finished my laundry, and I ordered a pizza. It wasn't the perfect Anna Sunday, but it was okay.
And that's the reality of weekends, isn't it? Sometimes they're perfect and cozy like mine, sometimes they're adventurous like your Saturday, and sometimes you get locked out in your socks.
It's all part of the rich tapestry of life.
Okay, we have shared a lot of stories, but I want to make sure our listeners really caught those vocabulary words. Shall we do a deep dive work tour?
Let's do it.
We used about 10 really strong phrases today. Let's recap them slowly.
First one, low-key.
Use this when you want to say something was relaxed, quiet, and simple. Example, I don't want a big birthday party, just a low-key dinner.
Second, to catch up on.
This means to do work or tasks that you have not been able to do recently. You are behind and you want to get back to neutral. Example, I need to catch up on my sleep this weekend.
Third, run errands.
This is the specific phrase for short trips to do business, buying groceries, going to the bank, mailing a package. Example, I can't meet for lunch. I have to run errands all afternoon.
Fourth, I'm wiped.
A very common casual way to say I am exhausted. Example, after that 10-mile hike, I was completely wiped.
Fifth, make the most of it.
To get the best possible result from a situation that isn't perfect. Example, it rained on our vacation, but we made the most of it by playing games in the hotel.
Sixth, on a whim.
To do something suddenly, without planning, impulsively. Example, she bought that expensive dress on a whim.
Seventh, hit the road.
To begin a journey, usually in a car. Example, pack your bags. We need to hit the road by 6 a.m.
Eighth, nostalgia.
That sentimental longing for the past. Example, listening to 90s music always gives me nostalgia.
Ninth, spontaneous.
Adjective for someone or something that is unplanned and energetic. Example, John is too spontaneous. He never makes a reservation.
And finally, number 10, persuasive.
Someone who is good at convincing others. Example, the salesman was very persuasive, so I bought the car.
There you go. 10 phrases that will upgrade your English from "it was fine" to "it was a low-key weekend where I caught up on chores."
Or, it was a spontaneous weekend where I hit the road.
Now, John, before we go, I have a proposition for you.
Uh-oh, is it persuasive?
I hope so. Next weekend, I think we should compromise. We meet for a coffee, just one coffee, we take a short walk in the park, and then we go home. Half adventure, half cozy.
10% spontaneous, 90% planned?
Exactly.
You know what? That sounds perfect. I accept.
Fantastic. And to our listeners, we have a question for you. Think about your last weekend. Which team were you on? Team Let's Go or Team Stay Home?
And did you have any cow moments or locked door moments? We want to hear the real stories, not just the fine ones.
Please leave us a comment or send us a message. We love reading about your lives. And if you enjoyed this longer, deeper conversation, please subscribe to Echo English. It helps us keep the lights on and the microphones running.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Remember, whether your weekend is crazy or calm, just try to make the most of it.
Well said, John. Until next time, keep listening and keep learning.
Bye, everyone.